been so much trouble. Been on top.
You know, he's been over
that
there.
cop.
So,
didn't that cop have a wreck recently?
yeah. Supposed to. I don't know.
Way back down for a while. Church starts in heaven. 10 minutes to 10. I woke up, the phone rang. It was
He's been
the wrong
in my
number.
neighborhood. You know,
Okay, I got the wrong number. I slipped right through it, I guess.
Here's the difference.
I think Barnes is going to come.
Felt good though.
That's right.
Told me she's scared.
I plan on sleeping
We got to say.
I don't know where you've been out in there.
there.
Hello, ladies. How are you all today?
Yeah.
Been hot.
Well,
The garden's all dried up.
it's close.
My cats can't even get them out.
There'll be a
They're
little bit.
scratched.
There'll be a little bit.
It is hot. The chickens are drinking too much water.
I'm just going to do 2,000. Before we fix this budget, I thought I'd give a summary of what in the
Walks with King.
Who is that?
Chris
You know Greg McGuire.
He's always been walked to a good.
You know Greg. You know about him having the four-wheeler wreck, paralyzed with his leg down.
I tried to take that into consideration.
I sent him some honey over there.
Yeah, I looked at him today.
How you doing today?
Man, everything's good. Hey, you need to go get your table. I gotta go get my table.
They found me out.
He always gets that table and brings it over here and puts it down on it.
What's right here?
Oh, it's over here.
We walked to college and beat you up there. I guess somebody found you. I said, I don't know anything about it. He said, well, I would.
I just moved it out. That's my table. Well, move it out of the
Everything's got to be in the right spot.
I'll try to answer my best.
I don't know, man.
I'll be glad to got
They lived 8 more years.
I don't know what you want. Somebody wants it. I think sometimes when I'm out there, I'm trying to send it. Just the papers are done Buffy. I don't let people read the paper as much as they once did.
Windermere.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right.
When's that baby due?
2 weeks.
Turns are ready to bid, huh? Haven't done the bidders. I don't even know.
I sent in an email with what American Engineers asked for. Charles's. I said, Jay Wood, I said,
Just so you know.
I sent it
Some, I think Carl.
Monday.
Carl, you put your.
Sherry's desk.
I gave it to Nancy. You weren't here, and I just.
Yeah, those are the only ones I know.
I signed it and gave it to her.
Those are the only ones I know about.
You see?
What's this? When was this, man?
Yeah. Jeremy's got those. We'll let him
One thing I want to ask No, he's he started.
It's not on the right away, I don't think.
He told him about it. No, Jay. How you doing? Thank you. You okay?
I don't know it. Well, you know. Well, slow right now. I haven't really started. I'm trying to find somebody to replace me before we dual roles, yeah.
can get one after me.
Yeah, what it is.
Where's that extra? Which checks are we at? And that's for the first. What's the date?
I didn't write that.
Okay, so
There's some in my hand, right?
yeah, right here. Okay, so what's that date again? 25th. First, and this is the softball.
I don't know, I'm curious as to where they are on that. That Windermere Bridge.
Short, isn't it?
I mean, that's just a bill for their services. I don't know
Well, we paid, we only like $512, haven't we paid for it?
I mean, I don't think we need to pay that until you put it out for bid, right?
Softball, baseball.
You and I talked, I turned it over to the judge, and I sent an email of what they sent in. They even had them to separate it where we can, when you bid it, you bid it separate with Rob. That way that the homeowners can see how much it was gonna cost, and they were gonna be the ones to do that.
Yeah.
I don't know why it's lined back over here.
Huh?
I don't know why it's lined back over here.
In that here. Okay.
That back there, yeah.
See.
That doesn't have one.
Okay. I'd like to call to order Barren County Fiscal Court. This is June the 19th, 2018. Madam Clerk, will you call the roll, please?
John Benningfield.
Here.
Brent Riddle.
Here.
Carl Dickerson.
Here.
Jack London.
Here.
Gary Gillen.
Here.
Charles Allen.
Here.
Billy Houchin.
Here.
Michael Hale.
Here, thank you very much. Entertain a motion to adopt today's orders.
So moved.
Master Allen,
Second. Billy.
second Master Houchins. Any questions or discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed. Today's invocation we give by Master John Benningfield.
Let's pray. Dear Lord, we want to thank you for this day and the many blessings that you have given us. We pray that you will give us the knowledge and wisdom to make the best decisions for our county. We ask all these things in your precious name. Amen.
Amen. Thank you very much. Stand for the pledge, please. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'd like to welcome everyone, welcome all guests, our elected officials. Sheriff Kent Keene, who had a birthday yesterday. We have Coroner Tim Gibson. We also have Miss Joanne London, County Clerk. So, welcome everyone.
Judge, I'd like to add, my birthday was yesterday too.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, and Paul McCartney's also. What a lineup.
You folks are lucky being born on Sheriff's birthday. You know?
Next on the agenda.
Entertain a motion to approve the minutes of May 15th, 2018, May 22nd, 2018, and May 25th, 2018.
So moved. Second.
Master Gillen, second by Master Allen. Any corrections, deletions, additions? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed. Where's my announcement paper? Sitting right here. Jeff, did you take my announcement paper? Okay, announcements. We'll start off with prospective districts. Do you all have anything going on in your districts throughout the county you'd like to report?
I do, Judge. I have, are we going to do it by district or?
I'll just go ahead.
Cave City is having 4th of July celebration on Saturday, and I do not have the times on any of the events, but there's several events. And Tim, do you know what time they start?
Start at 9 o'clock and go to 3 o'clock.
Oh, you were going to do that. Thank you.
That'll be at the Cave City Convention Center.
Right.
Do you have the Friends of Barren River Lake, Michael? Do you have that?
I do. I have actually two things. Summer concert series at Barren River Lake State Park that starts at 6 p.m. goes to 8 p.m. Of course, obviously we have fireworks at the state park also. It starts at 9 p.m. If you always remember a farmer's market on the square, one of the most important events coming up also is our Barren County Fair that starts the 25th, and love for you all to come out, help out the Lions Club. There'll be a ribbon cutting at 5 p.m. on Monday, and come out and be ready to work. Also today, right after court, about 11 o'clock, the Veterans Support Assistance Office is opening up 315 South Green Street. So if you guys could get a chance maybe to go over there, Mr. Mike Wilson, he's been doing a lot of great things for our community and our veterans, and we want to be able to support him in that effort. The City of Glasgow is having their Tubes, Tunes, and Barbecue. That's on the 30th. It starts at 2 p.m. and runs to 9:30 p.m. at Beaver Trail Park. If you want to come out and see some good entertainment, well, come on out and support that. They'd appreciate it. Our annual concert on the square is Tuesday. Well, actually we have one this Thursday, the 21st, which is our great and talented Glasgow Community Band. That'll be at 7 p.m. in front of City Hall. Then on the 3rd, there will be, I believe it's the Louisville Orchestra, will be on the square at 7:30 p.m. in front of City Hall. Also, I know we have a week of the fair, and then we have about a week off. Then the fair kind of picks back up on the 12th of July. That's when the livestock shows will be there. There'll be 3 days of that. Once again, please go down and support our young farmers. And something I haven't advertised in a while, but the young professionals meet on the second Monday of each month at the Old French Restaurant. They have a real aggressive group, and of course the young professional is 40 and younger, but they don't turn your $10 away to eat lunch and come listen to what their great things they're doing in our community, because a lot of things that I'm listing here as advertisements they have a big part in. So please go out and support. Any more announcements? Okay, we'll move on to reports. I'll go ahead and start with mine. We need to I wrote a certificate of emergency on the 8th of this month for a jail industrial washer detention center, and I don't see the jailer here today, so okay. Also, I handed out a sheet of paper. It's a proposal from TJ Sampson. We've been discussing with TJ Sampson for quite some time, and this is the main thing here is how we invest in our employees. And Ms. Treva Shirley is here today representing TJ Sampson, and we, for a small amount of money, we want to be able to help our employees, and you know, and of course the overall goal is to help with insurance premiums for our employees, and this is nothing that would ever that we would ever hold against our employees if their tests aren't good. Our main goal is to get them healthy. That's the bottom line, because as a healthcare group for Barren County, we are considered an older, unhealthy group. So we need to make some changes, and I feel like this partnership with TJ Sampson will help that, and with just simple blood tests. We are not asking the employees to pay for this. We, as a county, will absorb that. I think it's right at $3,000 for our employees, or a little bit less, or somewhere around along the line. But once again, put a price on life. Put a price on life. Any questions? Any questions for Trevor Shirley?
Yes. Will that affect our insurance premium, the amount our employees pay as far as Blue Cross or whatever with these tests? If they show up well, they'll give a reduction to the employees that test well.
Okay. I believe I just reported that the goal is to help with insurance premiums. Now, it won't have an immediate effect. It will take a little time. It may take a year. We have to have numbers to negotiate with other healthcare providers. So that is the goal, Master Dickerson, to lower these premiums.
I understand that. So you've already got assurance from a healthcare provider that it will affect our premium. Is that correct?
Well, I mean, not in stone, I don't.
Okay.
But
okay, well, that's the question. I mean, it's a pretty simple question. Another thing I want to ask about our insurance while we're on the subject, we have an ordinance that says that anyone that doesn't get insurance from their spouse has to buy the county insurance. Is that correct?
There are 4 exemptions.
Do what?
There are 4 exemptions. I don't have the code in front of me.
Okay. Well, we need to address it. I'd like to address that sometime, Judge.
right now, it's not on the agenda. If you'd like to put that on the agenda for next meeting, we can do that.
Okay, that'd be fine.
Any questions for Trevor Shirley? Okay. Yeah, this is a voluntary thing for our employees. So, you like to say anything, Trevor? Okay.
This is a program that we're doing for our own employees. The goal is to increase productivity, make everyone healthier, and our insurance rates as well. We're self-funded. We're creeping up year by year. This is helping to drive our insurance costs down. And that's the whole goal. And it seems like everyone has the same issues with insurance costs, and that's one of the biggest goals is to make it more affordable for everyone.
All right. We appreciate it, and we'll be talking to you. Thank you. All right. Yeah, we do need a motion to enter into this agreement with TJ Sampson.
I'll make that motion.
Master Benefield.
Second.
Second by Master Allen. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Thank you. All right. So we have no one from the jail today, correct? Okay. Yeah. You all do have in your packet the amendment for the health services with the detention center. Let's see. I don't need it. I don't know a timeline. You didn't give me a timeline. We're going to pass number 2 right now in the reports. Let's set this over to the side. Is this the only one? Okay. We'll go on to the sheriff's report.
Morning, Court. Since we spoke last time, I had a little mechanical breakdown. One of my court security vans has basically quit, for lack of better terms. So I approached Denny a few weeks ago and said, hey, do I have any money in the budget to try to ascertain a van pretty quickly? She said I did, so we got to looking both locally and neighboring areas. And we found one. I found a 2015 12-passenger van to accommodate our court security transports that have been picking up quite a bit in the last several months. So I'd like to petition the court for a purchase order to obtain this van. It's under the $20,000 marker, so I don't have to advertise for that. So if that's something I could bring before the court.
I'll make that motion.
Master Benefield.
I'll second.
Second, Master London. Any questions, discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, we need to approve the 2017 Sheriff's tax settlement, the franchise tax, and the property tax.
I'll make that motion.
Master Benefield.
Second.
Second, Master Couches. Any questions or discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Thanks, Sheriff.
Thank you.
Transportation Committee report. Oh, hold on, County Clerk. We can't forget Miss London. Let's see here. You have the same thing I have.
Yes.
Okay, all right, go ahead.
I'm here to request a PO to get some election equipment. I am asking for one JBC unit, which is the handicap accessible federal mandated machine, and 10 star poll booths that will help assist having like a desk when you go in to mark your ballot for the larger precincts. And this money is already in our budget, the elections budget, since we didn't have an election this past November, so the money was already in the budget. I'm not asking for anything that's not in the budget. So that is a total of $6,685. I'm asking for a purchase order for that equipment.
Okay, I'll put that in the form of a motion. Can I get a second? Master Benefield, second. Any questions, discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed?
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, Transportation Committee, Master Riddle.
Transportation Committee has 3 items of business to address this morning. One is the bids for the road department materials. Number 2 is damage to some county roads. Number 3 is the purchase of a bucket truck. Start off with the road department materials. The Transportation Committee met yesterday afternoon at the road department. We opened up the bids that we received. I'm not going to go through all the bids. I'm only going to go through the bids that we are recommending that this court accept for the fiscal year of 2018-2019. First of all, I'll do the road oil. It's our recommendation that we accept the bid from Asphalt Materials out of Elizabethtown for those products. The second will be the making of the coal mix and the materials and the machine that is required to do that. We're recommending Hudson Materials out of Chattanooga, Tennessee. Third is Lessonberry's Center for the galvanized tile and the plastic tile. They are the only bidder, and their numbers seem to be in line with going rates, so that would be our recommendation as well. Third would be for the plant mix asphalt. Our only bidder on that was Scotty's Contracting. I think it was a little lower than last year's price, not much difference, but we feel like it's in line. And those are the only material bids that I have. I currently do not have a quote for our crushed stone, and I'm awaiting an answer from that. So I'd like to make a motion that we accept these bids from these material suppliers according to the specifications in the bid process.
Okay, we have a motion.
Make that motion.
We've got a motion. I just need a second, sir.
Second.
Okay, we've got a second, Master Gillen. Any questions or discussion? Okay, on the rock, on that bid, Master Riddle, the county attorney just informed me that we'll have to re-advertise for that. So, any more questions, discussion?
So we continue to use if those bids are not done, if that price is not done due to the process of the timing, we just continue to use last year's rock supplier until that, till the new bids are received, is that what we're doing?
Well, we can use them till June the 30th.
Okay, so we need to try to have that all back together by then?
Yeah, so that will require a special call meeting. Or, if you all want to go ahead and authorize the court, or someone on the court, whether it's the Transportation Committee, myself, is that legal to do, Jeff? We could just go ahead and do the bids, and they give the authorization maybe to the Transportation Committee to make that decision. Master Riddle, you okay with that?
Yeah, I'm okay with it. Well, we only got one bid, and it come in 15 minutes late. So, I mean, I don't, seems like a minor technicality to me.
Right.
So, you know.
Could we accept that bid, County Attorney Sharp? It came in 15 minutes late since it was the only bid, or we still have to rebid it?
I really don't think so.
Okay.
So exactly what are you gonna do?
I'd like to make a motion that we turn this over to the Transportation Committee and to avoid having a special meeting.
Okay, so including your motion to advertise and take bids?
Yes.
And then to award that bid as well?
Yes.
Okay. Not trying to lead him or anything, but just want to make sure that the motion is, states everything it needs to state. So that will be under the Transportation Committee chaired by Master Riddle. We have a motion. Can I get a second?
I'll second it.
Second, Master Houchins. Any questions, discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed. Okay. Oh, I thought we did. Oh, okay. Okay. So let's back up. We have a motion to accept the rest of the bids, but we do not have a second.
Second.
Okay. All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed. That's the main motion. All right. Item B.
I'm going to let the sheriff come up and talk a little bit about that. We have some damage to the county roads, and it's due to some steel wheel and horseshoe traffic. I've talked to the sheriff about this a couple of times about what we can do about it, and he's done a little research on what some other counties and states have done about this, and I'm just going to let him come up and talk about it, if he don't mind.
Thank you, Squire. I don't mind, and we may include Jeff Sharp in on this too, because we've had several discussions regarding this topic. Basically, what we found so far is the way the KRS is written, it doesn't have any room in here for what we're discussing. And I believe, Squire, correct me if I'm wrong, it's the special type of nails that's used in this horseshoe.
I think that's the problem. I think that's what's creating the majority of the damage is the what'd you call it, Jeremy?
Best my knowledge, it's called drill tech.
The drill tech, the material that they use on the horseshoe to keep the shoe from slipping on the blacktop.
So far, the conversation that Jeff Sharp and I have had, again, he pointed to me that Kentucky really doesn't have a KRS or a law or a code that really covers this. Up front, they cover a lot of machinery things, even chains on snow tires and studded tires and wheels on motorized vehicles, and it has a lot of wording in it that talks about motorized vehicles. So honestly, there's not anything presently that we can kind of do about this, really. And again, I'll yield to Jeff if he has anything he wants to add to this.
I think the state, we probably need to talk to our state representative about passing something statewide to either be a state law on it or some law that would allow counties to do ordinances on their county roads. Of course, we'll have to wait till next legislative session, but I think that's probably the way we're going to have to go. Or talk to the maybe we could enter some kind of conversation with the Amish community and work out something that way, where they, like the other communities have done that, where they've talked to the Amish community and the Amish community kind of self-police themselves on that.
Well, Squire Riddle and I spoke about that, and I don't mind to go make a visit or make some type of contact with them and explain our situation to see if we can reach some type of mediation in this incident.
I think that'd be a good first step, and you know, I have talked to a couple of folks about the problem, but I don't think that I've actually spoke to the right people. So I'm going to try to find out who the right people are to speak to in my district, and I will let you know, and I'll try to set up a time and appointment if you would go out with me.
Be glad to.
And we'll go out and you know, talk to them about the possibilities of doing something on their own before we do anything else. And if any of the other magistrates has the same problem in their district, maybe you could do the same. Talk to the elders, or whatever you would call it in that community. Maybe get with the sheriff and set up a time to meet with them. Thank you, Sheriff.
Thank you.
Thanks, Sheriff.
Thank you.
The last item of business is the purchase of a bucket truck. I guess just for shorten the conversation, we have no action on that right now. It's still we're still just talking about it. We're not ready to take action on that just yet. And that's all we have.
Okay, thank you very much. Department reports, Recreation Department.
Good morning. First of all, I'll report that our league has come to an end. We had a very successful league this time, 600 and some kids, and they finished up this past Saturday with their league tournaments, so everything ended up real well with that. Now we're in the process that we have all tournament teams, which is our all-star teams, and they start to play. Babe Ruth requires that we pay $10 a team on those, and I have to buy patches for their shirts and also softball fees, or the ball fees when they go to their tournaments. So I'm here today to request a payment, a check issuance for those things to Babe Ruth Corporate to get our letter of eligibility and our patches and our teams to be ready to play in their respective state and region tournaments. It's no more than, the check will be no more than $1,000. Actually, I think it's between $800 and $900, but no more than $1,000. But to issue payment today or tomorrow to get that done. The state tournament actually starts next week, so.
I'll make that motion.
We have a motion.
Second.
We have a second. Motion, Master Benefield, second, Master Houchins. Any questions or discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Charles.
Okay. We'll finish up old business. Ordinance 612 relating to the annual budget. This is 2018-19 fiscal year. I will open this up for a public hearing. For comments, questions.
Magistrates and Judge, as you know, I'm the Planning and Zoning Director for the Joint City-County Planning Commission, and last night they met in regular session on the third Monday of every month, and we have readopted our amended budget to give and turn in to you all, as well as the other three legislative bodies. And I gave that to Ms. Denny as well, for her to have and for you all to be able to review. As you're aware, the Joint City-County Planning Commission is made up of all four legislative bodies: the City of Glasgow, City of Cave City, City of Park City, and Barren County. And the way that the appropriations are set out is by census data. The percentages are set up in that manner, in that format. The Planning Commission has instructed me to come here today to just make a statement for the record that the The increase in our budget, which we are under the understanding was not approved, primarily deals with the insurance and the FICA and the Medicare and the pensions that were in our budget from last year. And I've gone on record to say, when I did those calculations, I estimated wrong or did those calculations wrong in the last fiscal year budget or this current fiscal year budget, and it's been reflected to get those more accurate today. So you'll see what we turn in is about a $12,000 increase, and that's because we as employees do your work for you all, as you are we're your legislative arm to do that. But in order to receive pension, FICA, Medicare, when it was originally done in the interlocal agreement, we were set as City of Glasgow employees. So if the City of Glasgow takes a raise of any kind, that's what we follow. We do not follow your all's percentages on any types of raises or any other insurance or anything like that. The City of Glasgow offers insurance to its employees as well as their children. This year, the planning administrator took his children on, which increased his insurance by about $7,000. I can't help that's what's offered to him, but that's what's offered to every single City of Glasgow employee. The bulk of the increase of the $12,000 that went from $62,000 to $74,000 was because of this. I'm at the Planning Commission myself are under the impression that the $62,000 or $63,000 that we turned in last year is what's approved for this year. So the Planning Commission wanted me to go on record stating that the bulk of the increase, the primary increase, was due to insurance benefits and the I guess it's not FICA, but the pension that increased 2% or whatever it increased. So they instructed me to come here and to make that statement that come January or February, we'll probably have to come back before you to ask for additional monies for that $12,000 revenue that we won't be receiving in this proposed budget. So I just had to put it on record for that.
Any more comments from the public? Okay, we'll close the public hearing, entertain a motion to adopt on second reading.
Make that motion.
Master Gillen.
I'll second.
Master Allen, any questions or discussion? Any questions or discussion? Okay, the upcoming fiscal year 18-19, just to highlight some expenditures and or revenues. The increase in the retirement contribution, $250,000. The full-time position from part-time to full-time coroner. This also includes new position for ABC person, pay rate adjustments, and sum of $150,000. We also have the $30,000 obligated for the Interapt, which will be up and running August. It will be running at the ATC. It will put 40 students and 10 adults through this program. This is also private sector money has been raised for this as well. And this is no new news either. This is something that's going to happen. This also has a $25,000 no more for a vehicle for the recreation department. Overall increases to all funds would include smaller department upgrades, one-time purchases, utility increases of $104,041. So the increase in the budget this year is $673,041. Just wanted to highlight some of those projects. Now, I'm in my 4th year as county judge executive, and I'm going to give you some of the reasons why in 4 years I've been saying no, we can't buy it, no, we can't afford it, no, we can't do this, and no, we can't do that. June 2015, we had available checking $237,000. That's all we had. We had a little savings account that had $7,000 in it. That's all we had. It's a little bit embarrassing is what it was. You have counties around you, and I've called them. They carry over $3 million and $4 million, and they can bond, and our bonding capabilities was zero. So we had to hope people could let us borrow the money and not need it back too quickly. But guess what? It's just something we inherited. We have to, as they say, put your big boy britches on and get busy. And that's what we've done. And I've had to say no. And I'll probably continue to have to say no, because I look after the best interest of the county. I don't just take care of 2 or 3 people. One person over here, a group, their checkbook may have a lot of money in it. These people over here's checkbook may not have none in it. Everyone gets treated the same. Firm, fair, consistent. That's the way I have been day one. That's the way I've been my whole life. So let's fast forward to 2018. And here's where we're at. As I said, we had available $237,000 in June of 2015. Today we have $1,200,000 available today in 4 years. We've also been able to put in reserve $100,000 for fall insurance payments. That way we know we have those payments going into, these are our, and help me out Denny, these are our fall liability type payments that we have to pay. So we see the increase to the budget. We've been able to do a lot of things, and I have people that in our community that say you don't need to give those numbers out. Well, give me the definition of transparent. And what does that mean? You have to. You have to give these numbers out. We were a struggling county. And if I have upset you, if I've made you mad by saying no, I'm sorry. That's just the way it is. Because, hey, there's things that I want to do as judge executive, but I can't do it because we can't afford it. We just can't afford it. So, be proud. I hope you're proud of the fact that the job that our elected officials, our department heads, our employees have done, our office staff, we've been able to continue to provide the service. We've been able to add about 25 more seasonal jobs at our recreation facility. And we have done that, and we've been able to mind our money. And I think that's a huge statement. That's huge. So, but it's been a group effort. Okay, don't just say it's one person. It's a group effort. That's why when you come in here and you vote on financials, look at them, pay attention to them, please. And it didn't get this way overnight. It did not get this way overnight. Okay, that's all I have. Any more questions or comments on the budget? If not, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? Okay, ordinance 613 related to budget amendment 8. We'll open that up for a public hearing also. I will close public hearing, adopt on second reading. Entertain a motion.
So moved.
I have Master Gillen.
Second.
Second by Master Houchins. Any questions, discussion?
Yes, Judge, I have one, and I don't know if this pertains to that or not. This interapt claim is a -30. Was that taken off the past budget, put on this year's budget?
That was not in the budget, previous budget. It's not in the upcoming budget. Okay? I reached out to the potential stakeholders in this endeavor. They told us just to hang on to our money right now.
Okay.
So that's what we're doing.
So there's no money exchanged hands with anybody in the county in interapt?
Not until you all approve it.
Okay. All right. I just saw this, and I thought we approved it way back. But
Well, we did, but we haven't physically wrote that check, which you all would have to approve also.
Okay.
So,
thank you.
yeah. Questions, discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed. Okay, new business. Hyattsville Cemetery Board to address the court on the grade and plot price increases. Master London?
The cemetery board met recently, and they voted to increase the price of graves. And Denny, you may need to help me out here. What are we getting for a grave plot now?
$300.
$300, and they voted to raise it to $400. That's bring it more in line with Glasgow and Cave City and Memorial Garden. But I think we're still behind.
You want to put that in form of a motion to raise that?
I'll be glad to make that motion.
From go to 300 to 400?
300 to 400, yes.
Okay, we have a motion, Master London.
Second.
Second, Master Allen. Any questions, discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed. Thank you, Mr. London. Okay, approved payment of claims as presented. Entertain a motion.
Make that motion.
Master Gillen. Second. Second, Master Houchins. Any questions? All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed. Approved transfer of funds. So moved. Master Houchins.
Second.
Second, Master Allen. All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed. Approve a budget adjustment. So moved. Master Houchins. Second. Second, Master Gillen. Any discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed. Approve monthly financial statement, May 2018, subject to audit. So moved. Master Houchins.
Second.
Second, Master Benningfield. Any questions, discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed. Approve official settlements, May 2018, subject to audit, the county attorney, county clerk, and the sheriff.
And make that motion.
Master Allen.
Second.
Master London, second. Any questions or discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed. We have personnel actions, should be in your packet.
I make a motion on, is this for all of them? All personnel actions?
Yes, we can do that.
Yeah, I make that motion.
Okay, Master Houchins.
Second.
Second, Master Gillen. Any questions, discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed. Acknowledge receipt of the library report, April 2018, revised, subject to audit.
So moved.
Master Gillen.
Second.
Second, Master Houchins. Any questions or discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed. An appointment to the library board. I want to reappoint Jenny Jean Downing, June the 28th. Be effective 2018. That will run to June 28th, 2022. Entertain a motion.
Make that motion.
Master Couchins, second Master Allen. Any questions or discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed. Approve manual management plan for the Austin boat ramp lease.
I move that we adopt the annual management plan as written.
We have a motion by Master Riddle.
Second.
Second Master Benningfield. Any questions or discussion?
There's going to, we've met with some of the neighbors and some volunteers, and we actually started this last year. It didn't get off the ground because of the design process, but we're looking at the possibilities of putting some additional parking, some volunteers, along with the Corps of Engineers, Fish and Wildlife, myself, and hopefully the Fiscal Court will be a player in this too, is to have a few additional parking spots added down near the boat ramp, down near the water, and a handicap fishing pier, like some of the volunteers and myself has constructed in other places around the lake. So that's coming up. It's not anything that we're asking you for right now, but there will be some additional maintenance required probably. I don't think it's going to be a lot, but just wanted to make you aware of it.
Okay. Thank you. Any more questions or discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed. Passes. Thank you. Ordinance 614 related to the budget amendment 9. Entertain a motion for first reading. You should have that here in front of you.
I'll make that motion.
Master Riddle.
Second.
Second Master Benningfield. Any questions, discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed. Declare emergency due to year-end financial reporting and adopt on second reading. Entertain a motion.
So moved.
Master Gillen.
Second.
Second Master Houchins. Any questions, discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed. I have a resolution here in front of you. This is the CDBG money. I believe I have spoke about that I'm going to be applying for, and in relation to, and I'll be partnering with the Brad office to do this as well. This is a this will be an 80-20 CDBG project. We just need to adopt this language for this grant.
I'll make that motion.
Master Houchins. Second. Second Master Gillen. Any questions or discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed. Thank you. Annual review of county administrative code. Mrs. We say annually. Do this every.
I'll make that motion.
Master Benningfield.
Second.
Second Master Riddle. Any questions, discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed. Okay, we're going to move into closed session pursuant to KRS 61.810. Discussion of proposed litigation against or on behalf of the public agency. Entertain a motion.
So moved.
Master Allen, second Master Houchins. Closed session.
All right.
pride in who they play for and where they live. And if a coach can't take these high school kids and to regroup them and to make them into football players, I don't understand why we can't recruit kids from Kentucky to play for the football team.
That's a great point, and you know what they say, especially to a program that's kind of on the rise and dealing with some other big recruiting monsters. Win the battles in your state. Win those recruiting battles in state, because you got guys in your state. You don't want to see a guy go from Kentucky, a high 4-star guy, go up to Ohio State. You don't want to see a guy like that leave the state, go play for someone else. If you win those battles at home, and that means starting with these kids when they're in 8th and 9th grade, identifying who they are, telling them that they got a place and they're going to start and play and be a part of something special. You start going to bowl games, you're going to start winning those battles at home, and you got great talent coming out of Kentucky. Every year there's a big running back or a quarterback. You got guys that come out of there that end up going other places. I agree with you, it's a problem, but if you can start landing those guys like you're saying, you're going to see the team get better on the spot.
It's like that guy we lost who went to Alabama. Can you imagine we had him and Snell that we got now? Can you imagine the 1-2 punch? And that's what I'm saying.